And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the second half of the broadcast, the second half of the LiuLi Cup 36 day number 1. We just wrapped up with two of our best of threes, two of our quarterfinal matches. We just wrapped up with Bunny versus Trigger and Shin versus Zaun, and now we have returned. We have returned with our second half with another PvT. Here we go. We have 4 other players to feature here tonight. We have Cure, Bian, but we also have GuMiho and Creator. Here we go. So we have our TvP, Creator and GuMiho going to be facing off here in this best of 3, and I am, as always, excited. I'm excited to cover these two players. GuMiho, he is a rare sight. Creator, he's more active. Creator, he's a lot more active. He is on that grind. Creator, week after week, he's signing up for the Open Cups. GuMiho, less so. GuMiho, he has been less active. He isn't as prevalent in the online tournament scene, so he's a rarer sight. So I'm always happy and excited to indulge in some GuMiho action, but here we go. We're jumping into our TvP and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love. We have our South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss. It is Creator. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran. It is GuMiho. Here we go. As we do settle into our fresh best of 3 TvP. And again, coming into this GuMiho, he's a rarer sight, but on top of that, he's also a very unique player. He's very unique. He does often enjoy indulging in mech, for example, against Protoss. He's one of the few that does actually whip mech out. I say one of the few. I think of GuMiho, I think of Ryung as being the 2 most prevalent players and enjoyers of mech in TvP. Not saying they do it every game, but, you know, maybe once in a series, once in a best of 5 sort of thing, or in Home Story Cup, maybe 2 or 3 times in a best of 5. God damn it. Always remember GuMiho versus Showtime in the Home Story Cup. That was like two Home Story Cups ago at this point. All the mech, papi, all the mech. But we'll see how he does approach Creator. Creator, likewise, as I mentioned, has been more active as of late, has been looking to get in form, has been on that grind, with some pretty successful results as well. Not saying that he's able to necessarily claim some of these weekly Open Cups, but get some good performances, good results, good runs, and takes down some big names in the process as well. I do want to believe that this is going to be a back and forth. So far, actually, every game in this tournament has gone to the ace match. Trigger versus Bunny, and as well as Zaun versus Shin, they both did go the distance all the way to game 3. We'll see if that trend continues in this matchup as well. For now, it is going to be the CC on the high ground, economic opener out of GuMiho, going for a single gas, racks expand. Meanwhile, Creator back at home, going for his own gate, Saber, Nexus as well. So standard opener out of Creator, economic opener out of GuMiho. So far, so good. Oh, yo, shout out to Throwing Hats in the chats. God, baby God, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate it, bye. As we're jumping into our first game here. So far, nothing crazy. We have the Reaper poking in, safety shield batteries on the way. We do have a Stalker into Sentry opener here at Creator, and again, Sentry openers are very common nowadays in this matchup. They're very common. The reasoning for this is the most recent change to the energy overcharge. With the energy overcharge, that means extra energy on the Sentry, which means hallucination scouts. Hallucination scouts are a lot more common. There it is. We have the energy overcharge, hallucinations being sent across the map, and Creator, he will see everything that GuMiho's up to, or at least he should. Meanwhile, we have our tech of choice. Interesting. Not a Stargate, not a Twilight Council, Robo opener out of Creator. Now the Reaper pokes in, the Reaper does not confirm the tech, does not confirm the production. Again, this tech of choice is a very safe way to play. Very safe opener here by Creator. Hallucination dives in, Hallucination confirms the CC, and confirms the 111. On top of that, gets eyes on the add-ons, confirms the tech lab on the factory, the reactor on the racks. Spots all the bio. With this, he knows that there is no mine drop, for example, so there's no Widow mine drop. This is actually a very early tank, and this looks like an early tank push out of GuMiho. My apologies, I was focusing on the safe play here of Creator, and very nice call. This is what makes this build so safe, this tech structure so safe. Early Immortals. Instead of going into Phoenixes or Oracles or Blink Stalkers, early Immortals are ideally what you want against early aggression, and that's exactly what we're getting. Remember, the tank is already here, so very early tank production out of GuMiho, most likely looking and planning to go for an early tank push. The problem here is he got scattered. He also doesn't really know what he's moving into, so we'll see if he commits. We do have the Raven on the way. We have Interference Matrix as well. This is very old school. Okay, You have my attention. Now, I was going to say this could be a fake out. No, this should be real. We have another tank early on as well. This is going to be a very committed, very early push. This is very like 2022, like for 2022 meta of StarCraft. It's very old school. I say old school. A couple of years ago, basically, back in the day, back a couple of years ago in the meta of Robo Colossus based openers, this was the go-to. And Hallucination does confirm this. Hallucination does see the researching tech lab, as well as the Raven as well. But the reason for this, previously in the meta, Robo Openers into Colossus was the meta, and these Raven timings would completely shut down the Colossus Openers because you'd be able to disable Interference Matrix to Colossus, and you just stim, and you win. Like, it was very decisive, and it was the meta for a number of years, actually, at least until this change happened. Until Interference Matrix was nerfed, and now it became an upgrade. That was not always the case. It used to just come with the Raven. Meanwhile, Creator, he does push out. Bay is on the way for the Colossus, does take his third expansion. I'm a little bit concerned with Creator being a little bit too proactive here, as his army is vulnerable and very immobile as well. Does go for charge as a follow-up, building up more Immortals. Prism is on the way. And we'll see when GuMiho breaks out. As for now, he's up to 3 Colossus. He does get out of Colossus production. Stim is on the way. Prism into the main. The Immortal is revealed. Oh, there's a disable 1 second too late. Aye, aye, aye. For those that are curious, if the disable was 1 second earlier, the Immortal would not have been lifted. Would not have been lifted, and that would have been the death of the Immortal. So, nice save there from Creator. It does lift in time. Oh. And with that, Creator just picking up a couple of Marines. Not losing anything yet. Third CC is revealed. GuMiho, he is expanding. He does not push out with his early tank or his early Raven production even. Raven is on the way across the map for some harass. And I would say the Creator's in a better position here. He's in a better position. He has a full third base saturation. From here, he can get a fourth base, getting into Colossus. GuMiho, despite building up his army early on, he's not doing anything with it. Getting a third CC. Oh, but I say that, so GuMiho does break out with a double drop. Does break out. Stim is about to finish. Creator is somewhat in position. Yeah, there we go. He has his Colossus. He should be okay. GuMiho does Stim into the mineral line. Oh! Force Field does slow him down. GuMiho focuses down 2 probes. And he should be able to get away. Remember, there is no blink. But the Sword Crusader do get some hits in there on the medevac. Does get away. Medevac pulls out. Not the worst trade here from GuMiho. Behind this, third CC being taken, and he is building up into Vikings, into more tanks. Oh, sorry, into Vikings, into Marauders, as he does reposition his tanks. He's building up, and Creator takes a fourth. And this is why I do feel like Creator's in a better position. He's not just fully saturated on 3 bases, he can now freely get his 4th base up and running. Enjoying his Colossus as it builds up over time. This is the other strength of a Robo Opener. It means early Colossus production. I was concerned about the Raven timing of GuMiho and potential like Interference Matrix timing, but that never really came into play. It didn't really factor in, which surprised me, as typically you'd research it for a reason for that move out, for that timing, and GuMiho didn't quite make use of it. Being more defensive back at home. Setting up. Setting up. As GuMiho, he's done building up, he's now going to be pushing. He does have a terrifying army. Again, like this entire game has been building up his forces over time, now into, I would say, an army supply lead. Does have his tanks, his Raven, of course. He can disable the Colossus. As he moves out, Prism moves in. Gonna be harassing. Oh! Does dive in, gets into the mineral line. SCV's gonna be going down. Oh! Prison does fall. Nice pickup. Yeah, the prism is dealt with. But this does actually pull GuMiho all the way back home. So now Creator, he's that much safer. He's that much safer. He's building up here on 4 bases. Taking his gases. Up to 3 Colossus. Disruptor's now well underway. Second Robo's on the way as well. Creator's army becoming that much more terrifying. But I still want to give credit here to the Raven and to the potential that the Saber has. There it goes up. Creator coming in for a flank. Villanova does not connect. Nice split there by GuMiho. GuMiho does engage well, going for the Colossus, will bring it down. Yeah, the Vikings, they go to town. Oh, they barely don't get it. He has to pull back, and 1 tank falls. Oh, and another tank as well. GuMiho getting pulled apart a little bit here. The tank does pull away in time. Oh, has a brutal connection. GuMiho distracted by the Zealot run by. Nova does connect. 14 SCV. Oh my god. 14 SCV kills. Yeah, 14 SCVs. Zealots, they do wreak havoc, and GuMiho, he races back home to defend. He will clean this up, but remember, this is only a handful of Zealots. And more Zealots trickling in. 17 SCVs. And Creator, he holds. He holds, he defends. He did lose 1 Colossus in the defense, but he saves everything else. And GuMiho's hurting. GuMiho, he's hurting. He's in trouble. Creator getting a 5th expansion. Not like this. Not like this. GuMiho is just stuck at home, fortifying himself. Is stuck defending. Likewise, we do get eyes on the 4th expansion. Creator, he's maxed out. He weathered the storm. He's got how much? He's got, what, 4 Disruptors, 3 Colossus. Yeah, he's just breaking him through. Nice target firing. Oh, disable on the Colossus. Disable pops off. Oh, the Novas, they connect. Lack of splits, but he doesn't split. And as GuMiho defends on the Silvermine, thankfully does have a planetary in position. Creator, he bled out a lot there trying to break that siege line. But he has a massive bank. He's got 2,000 minerals. He's got almost 1,000 gas. There we go, warping in 6 Dark Templar. It was a big investment. We'll see what he can get. He's going for the planetary. Turrets on the way. There is going to be detection. This is an expensive run by here for Creator. Very expensive. It does spot the turret. Rotates back around. EMPs, they do blanket the army. Nice EMPs out of GuMiho. Oh. DTs, they get spotted. They blink away. Liberation has arrived. Again, GuMiho is stuck at home defending, but so far he is holding. And Creator, what does he do with this map control? He's not just taking bases, but he can decide to take up. He can throw down a Fleet Peak and a Stargate, start working towards Skytoss, or a 3rd Robo. A 3rd Robo just for additional production if he needs it. Extra upgrades. Creator, he has options. But he should be trading. Remember, Creator, he has a bank. He has a massive bank. He needs to trade to actually make use of that bank. The mineral bank, at least. Mainly referring to Zealot run-bys. As the DCs don't find much damage. Creator rotating back over. There's that Stargate, so he's thinking about Skytoss. I do think this could have been a little bit sooner, but it's still on the way nonetheless. Is still on the way. GuMiho being active. Creator, he does miss. Oh, he does miss the mid until now. He knows. He does see. Creator, he's out of position. Bottom right is exposed. GuMiho is going for it. And he should force a cancel. Yeah, it just takes so long for Creator to respond. There's a cancellation on the expansion. But Creator, can he catch the army? Uh-oh. Here come the Novas. Here come the Novas. Oh, Novas, they pop off. 1 does connect. We get a couple of connections, but so many disruptors go down. Ay, that was what, 6 disruptors falling? Yeah, that was not the fight for Creator. He lost how many? 5. 5 disruptors went down. DTs that collapse in. Trying to catch up the army. This time he will be able to. Force the lift. Full medevac goes down. Creator just keeps on pushing. He keeps going. And has he done it? Has he broken GuMiho? Takes out the bunker. Blinks on forward. Takes down the Liberators as well. The Stalkers are exposed. And he has done it. GG gets called. GuMiho is broken. And Creator, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Creator, it was a messy fight. He did lose all of his disruptors in that first engage, but regardless, he still was able to overwhelm. He was able to catch out that army and snowball into a win. GG, well played. Was messy, was not the cleanest of final fights, but Creator does take it. GuMiho, unfortunately, had no reinforcements back at home. He lost the majority of his forces in the bottom right, and that leads us here into game number 2. And we'll see if GuMiho can bounce back. We'll see if Creator can keep this going. Again, it was a very unorthodox game just because of the opener of GuMiho, where he built up a large army. And remember, he eventually moved out and he got dragged back home. There was a massive zealot run by that killed 17 SCVs. That was the moment where Creator secured himself with a lead, was when he got across the map, got 17 SCV kills, and that also forced GuMiho to turn around. If you remember, that was also the moment where GuMiho was distracted and he took a massive Nova to the face. And Creator, he never quite lost that lead. But now we're getting into game 2. And spawning in the top right hand corner of ley lines, we have our red Protoss player. We have our South green Protoss leading the series 1-0. It is Creator. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the South green Terran player. The blue Terran, it is GuMiho. And yo, shout out to Topin and the papi ga. Good to see you, papi. Good to see you. Bienvenidos. Good to see you, Topin. An old school passionate figure of the community from years gone by. Hope you're doing well. Este Topin. So now we do have a Creator settling in back at home. Now, as a reminder, last game we did have a robo opener. Always lurking. Always lunking, papi. Good to see you. I don't know if you saw Topin, but we had the HSL recently. We had the Hispanic StarCraft League. It was really nostalgic seeing everyone come back. Like Chamaco, Juanito, Huevito, Tavito, Tavo, Eggs, Zions, Bombilla. It was great to see some old faces coming back again for the HSL. Big thanks for the casting. Always on. Oh, siempre, papi, siempre. Always online. That's all we do. Yeah, Vortex was there, mate. Vortex popped off. It was crazy. Yeah, HSL was a blast. Hope you enjoyed as well. Here we go, we're settling into our second game. Just winding it back, I was just referring to the fact that Creator last game did open up Robo. It was a very safe opener out of Creator. Robo opener led into early Immortals and early Colossus production. We'll see if he does go for the same or if he does deviate into a different tech structure. We could see Robo, Twilight Council, or Stargate. And there it is, Twilight Council out of Creator. So something more standard, something more normal this time. Twilight Council should be for Blink, and from here we can go 2-gate Blink, 3-gate Blink, or 4-gate Blink Stalker. So Creator, he has options with how aggressive he wants to be with this. Meanwhile, back at home, at GuMiho going for his CC on the high ground. Just an economic opener out of GuMiho, but safe as well. Going to be floating over his CC to that natural location. So again, we had a bit of an uncomfortable and awkward start in game 1, but now coming into game 2, things are looking a little bit more standard. I say that early tech lab on this factory. Interesting. Now this can be into fast cyclone production. We can go into really fast cyclones. This can also lead into fast tank production as well. Ooh, speaking of, this does scream tank drop. This does scream hyper aggression from GuMiho. So tank is on the way. This should lead into a medevac, into a tank drop across the map. If you remember, I did assume something similar last game, and we saw a tech lab into Raven instead. So technically, GuMiho can deviate into Ravens, I suppose, but this should be for a medevac. Ooh, and this gets fully scouted. Yeah, there it is. Medevac is on the way. Tank drop. So very early tank drop, very early push across the map from GuMiho. Creator, he does not see the tech lab. He has an idea. He saw the 1-1-1, but he only has a piece of the puzzle. Not seeing the tech lab is huge. But now Creator going into Blink. He is going into he's going 2-gate Blink into a third. This is ideal for GuMiho. Yeah, Creator, he's rushing into a third base. This is very greedy here by our South Korean Protoss. This is a misread, and GuMiho is pushing. Here we go. He's waiting for the second tank. Hyper aggression from GuMiho. This should at least deny the third, but this can do even more than that. Basically, what's happening here is that Creator, he skips his third gateway. So that means less warp-ins. Less warp-ins, a smaller army to defend. And GuMiho should deal damage with this, as he does boost across the map. Now remember, these are vanilla Marines. They're vanilla Marines. They have no stim, no combat shields, 0 upgrades on these Marines. It's all about the tanks. It's all about protecting and preserving these tanks. It does get spotted. Tanks are moving in. They're going for the gateway. Blink is done. Marines out of position, and the first tank does go down. Massive pickoff. He gets one tank. Can he get the other? No shot. Gets both tanks. That should not have happened. The Marines that were too far behind, they should have been in front of the tanks to protect them. And with that, GuMiho, he will fail to do damage here. He trades with the Stalkers, that is true, but these are only Marines left. Boys are being pulled. 2 Stalkers remaining. We are getting some economic damage. But this means the third base is safe. The third base is safe. The production is safe as well. 7 probe kills. I mean, still good damage, don't get me wrong. But GuMiho, he needs to do damage with this. He needs more. As he gets 8 probes. Oh, gets another Stalker. Not bad. GuMiho, he's just rallying everything across the map. He's just sending it, Pappy. He commits. 11 probes. Not bad. He gets 11 probe kills. Trades with the Stalkers. That was how many Stalkers? That was 6 Stalkers going down as well. Another Stalker falls, more boys being pulled. And even though this is maybe best case scenario for Creator, it still does crippling damage. Still gets 11 workers. And you know what's crazy? The worker counts are still in favor of Creator. It shows how far ahead he is economically because of that third Nexus. So Creator still maintains a higher worker count. Third TC is on the way for GuMiho to try to catch back up. Creator, he attempts a counterattack. He wants those tanks. Let's see, we'll lose the Observer. Observer goes down, more Stalkers taking a lot of damage. And Creator, he just wants the tanks. He wants them. Oh no, he overextends. Yeah, big overextension. The Immortal is going to go down. Yeah, that was not worth of a Creator. He just threw away his Immortal. Doesn't get the tank. Nice positioning here by GuMiho. He gets away. Does get away. Gets another Observer as well. And as the dust settles, where exactly are we? So Creator, he has to rebuild all those workers he lost. That was 11 probe kills. He lost an Immortal, lost 9 Stalkers. Expensive losses here for Creator. You can see the efficiency here. You can see how well GuMiho traded in comparison. And GuMiho is getting his own third. GuMiho is in a better position. Getting his own third base. At this stage of the game, Creator should need a 4th, but he can't really afford it as he's still stabilizing. We go. I think the Immortal shot the Stalker. There was some infighting going on. Yes, there was. Creator, there was some panic happening. Unfortunately, there was a lot of panic happening in these past couple of moments. Take a breath, Pappy. Take a breath. Creator has to pull away. Behind this, working into his own bay, into his own forge, into upgrades. But again, like the lead that Creator would have had here is not quite there. Now he's taking a 4th, but the 4th base is late. So late 4th base here for Creator. Scouts, he confirms the production here. We have Mass Marauder on the way, 1-1 upgrades as well. And we'll see if Creator can recover. Now, he does have ways to do this. If GuMiho is too passive, or if he does bleed out some drops, if he's too aggressive, he gets caught with his pants down. There are ways here for Creator to bounce back. Likewise, Zealot run by, Zealot drops, Zealot counterattack, it's true. But the pressure is on Creator. Pressure is on. As GuMiho, he is stripping map control away from Creator. At least attempting to. Fourth CC is on the way as Creator is finishing up his own fourth. So GuMiho is still maintaining his economy. Uh-oh, speaking of, the transfer does get spotted. GuMiho going for the auto turrets. It does like some mining. Gets a probe kill, drops here into the natural. More probes going to be going down. Getting up to 4. And Creator is only being active. Sorry, GuMiho is only being active to clear up all these zealots. To clear out the spotter units. As zealots do fan out. Fusion cores on the way. GuMiho getting into his final form, working towards liberators and liberator range. And Creator, he still needs time to recover. He's now getting to Colossus. From here, we should be seeing disruptors. At the moment, he can only afford one robot at a time, but we should soon be able to get another robot up and running once the fourth base gets saturated. We're getting there. It's building up. We see GuMiho is searching for observers, as the Raven is still across the map. So the Runby does run into the depots, into the bunker. GuMiho defends well. And GuMiho is just waiting for his upgrades, waiting for 2-2 specifically, and for his liberators, as liberator production has begun. And unfortunately, right now, Creator, he has no good answer to these liberators. He has some stalkers. He has 8 stalkers in total, which is not a lot. We can see Creator going into Storm, not going into Disruptors. Interesting. So Storm is on the horizon. Auto charts popping off once again. Getting another 4 probes. So armies, they do dance with each other. Bearing in mind that GuMiho, he does leave all of his tanks back at home. He does leave his reinforcements back at home as well. This is only a portion of GuMiho's army. Just poking in. The Liberators, they don't join up with the main army though. They go across the map instead. Oh, they attempt to harass. Going for the 4th. First Liberator does fall. This is a brutal position though. Stalkers, they get shut down. GuMiho moving in. And this time he moves in with the tanks, even throwing down turrets in the center of the map. Jesus. Oh my god. Does attempt to set up turrets. Stimming in. Massive EMP. EMP pops off. Snipes as well. Again, that is the danger of going into high tempo like this. You are vulnerable to those EMPs. He's now mixing in a couple of disruptors, getting all 3 forms of splash damage. Liberation still has control of this. 7 workers do go down. Did have the attempted nuke as that ghost. Doing what he can. Killing robes, to be fair. Just getting workers. The tanks and turrets are going to be cleaned up. But GuMiho, he can try to catch out the army. He does engage. Nice EMPs. Zealots, they go down. Colossus have to get the hell out of here. Oh, nice. Very nice. Oh my, the storm. Oh my, he stays in the storms. Oh my god. The storms are brutal. He does take down 2 Colossus, but was that worth it? At the same time, I mean, pros have been falling, 16 in total. Ay, ay, ay. I mean, I guess he can heal up the Marauders. They can take some storms to the face. Creator trying to rebuild, making more disruptors. And GuMiho, you might just be far enough ahead where you can afford some of these losses and some of these trades. Another nuke is on the way. GuMiho double expanding, getting top left and the center base as well. And GuMiho, he's the first to remax. He's the first to remax. What do we have to defend? We have 1 Colossus, 3 disruptors, and 0 storm. 0 storm left here for Creator. He has no High Templar. That was one of those moments where you throw down storms to force your opponent to back off, and your opponent just keeps going. And you're like, oh my god. You're like, he's crazy. You just keep storming, and he just stands in everything. And he kills you while he's doing it. Like, that's... it's crazy. It's crazy. GuMiho, he feels no pain. He just tanks all the storms. From here, more liberation has arrived. Oh, never goes up. Oh, catches 2 ghosts. Not bad. Getting another ghost is 3 ghosts going down. 3 ghosts do fall. GuMiho has 2 nukes in the pocket, in the back line. Ready to use. Using the zone, using the harass. Once again, Creator diving in, breaks through that line. Oh my god, another connection. And Creator, he has been trading well. Like, these Novas, they've been popping off. So the economy is what's really hurting him here. Creator, you can see, is broke. He's at 3-base saturation, 62 workers. He needs another expansion, needs more probes. Now moving in once again. The Nova does not connect. Yeah, this time the shuttle gets targeted down. More liberation has arrived. The freedom forcing him back. Yeah, and GuMiho is overwhelming. There's 4 Colossus, yes, but that's all there really is here. As GuMiho, he's making 6 Liberators at a time. That's a lot of freedom. That's a lot of liberation. Ah. So GuMiho does move in, dust him. Once again, starting back the army. Creator can just keep on pushing. Tonight's mining from the high ground. Meanwhile, we have 8 Liberators here for GuMiho. And he just ignores it. He just ignores the army. We're going for the base trade. We're going for the base trade. Does hit the 3rd. Creator at the same time pushing in towards the 3rd base of GuMiho. Bearing in mind, Creator can always recall. Links in. Takes down the tank. And we're sending it across the map. It's all or nothing. Back at home, boys are being pulled. Oh my, there's so many Liberators. Yeah, defensive Liberators that will slow down the army. That will buy time. GuMiho moving further in. And how does Creator push? He can't. There's even more libs. How many? 12. Soon to be 15. Oh, god. Does blink in. It's going to be brutal. So many Stalkers go down. Jesus, as they do break through the first line of the Liberators, but there's 4 more behind this, and more Stalkers fall. At the same time, GuMiho busts into the main. The Liberators are finally going to be dealt with. Creator pushing in. Pushing towards the main. Likewise, GuMiho does some reinforcements towards that center expansion. And the problem here is that there's just still so many bases, so many planetaries, CC's up and running. Production is under fire. And he does pick off a couple of Liberators, not bad. 2 more Liberators go down. GuMiho, he has no other production out there. What you see is what you get. Creator, he can still win this game. Oh no! But Liberators, they do get away. They do escape. More Raxes being thrown down. Yeah, we have backup production. 4 Raxes in production here. And a CC. And at this point, GuMiho should turn around. I say turn around, he's still going. He's just, of course, just coming into the base trade, catching out more workers, more bases. Creator, he does evacuate bottom right, and top left. Does have a hidden gas geyser. He has gases, he saves more probes. Meanwhile, GuMiho, he has more bases himself, more planetaries. And Creator, he still has a mining base. Just 0 production. There's no gateways, no robo. Creator moving in. Does force his way forward. Takes down the Liberators, but he's trading out Stalkers, and GuMiho, he is racing back. Where are we going? Does he go home? I feel like he could, to be honest. I think this army can clean up these Colossus. Especially with the support of these planetaries, but no, he just keeps going, finds the mining base. We'll bring it down, but there's still another Nexus top left. Planetary does try to target down the Colossus. Doesn't quite get it. Probes are caught out. The production also is being camped. True. Very important here. Production goes down. But GuMiho... never mind. I just assumed that everything in the main was killed, but GuMiho still has Raxes. Still has production. Mass scans. Gets eyes on the bases. GuMiho knows. The planetary falls. GuMiho setting up in the center. Creator, he does spot the army. Creator, he does turn around. Looking for a fight. And depending on the angle, Creator, could he pull this off? Oh, gets a ghost. Oh, not quite. Not quite. Does cloak massive EMPs. Oh god, oh god. And Creator does move into a concave. GuMiho is ready for this. Yeah, he stims in. Does get one Colossus. He gets one. Takes out the Immortals, goes for another Colossus. GG gets called, and GuMiho, he will come out on top. He will tie the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played. GuMiho, he will claim it. Again, GuMiho, he did have the larger army. He had the greater economy. GuMiho, he was in a better position in the base trade, which is why, if you remember, GuMiho, he initiated the base trade. Like, everything was just in favor of GuMiho. For Creator, it was damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, it's either, like, the base trade was probably the best chance for Creator to win that game, just because of how far behind he was. And he was able to get some bases, that is true, but there were just so many planetaries to work through, so much Terran to work through. In the end, GG. GG, well played. That leads us here into the ace match, into game number 3. Let's go. Let us go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss. Being forced into the ace match, we'll see if we can bring it back. It is Creator. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. It is GuMiho. Oh, hello, Wing Zero Type. Thank you for your relentless casting. Like, you're welcome. We do what we can. We do what we can. Thank you. Do appreciate it. We appreciate the support always, always. Again, we're live every day here on the CranKy Ducklings, twice a day as well. Later on this evening, we're gonna be casting the Rex April Madness. That is gonna be in like 9 hours, I want to say. Hold on. Yeah, so in 9 hours time, we're gonna be live with the Rex April Madness. But for now, of course, we are live with the LiuLi Cup. All the content, all the StarCraft. Let's go, let's go. As always. But yeah, it's been an intense back and forth, and we have seen some differing builds so far. Now, as a reminder, winding it back, game 1, Creator did open Robo. He went for a Robo opener into a very safe build, and he was able to come out on top and able to kind of punish the aggression of GuMiho. Game 2, we saw Creator do the exact opposite. Creator, he went for a very greedy opener. As a reminder, he went 2-gate Blink into a 3rd Nexus, whereas GuMiho basically went for a 2-base all-in. He rushed into early tanks into a double tank drop across the map early on, and GuMiho, he crippled Creator. He was able to get so many probe kills. He sniped the Immortals, sniped Stalkers as well. We did see like a shaky defense out of Creator where he was attacking some of his own units. Like he was panicking clearly in that kind of game state. But GuMiho, he was able to gain a lead from there. And we'll see what kind of extremes we get in game 3. Game 1, Creator was hyper safe. Game 2, hyper greedy. Game 3, we're on Whispers of Gold. We should be playing it safe here on this map. Whispers of Gold is known for aggression, known for early game move outs, and known for having very rough defenses here at the 3rd and 4th base. This map is very small, short rush distance by ground, and also very exposed 3rd base locations as well. So we'll see where our players take us. As Creator, he has his tech of choice, going for a Twilight Council opener. Twilight Council into Blink. Ooh, meanwhile, do you see what I see? That is a 2nd Rax. Okay, so GuMiho is going to be hyper aggressive this game. That is a Rax before Starport. Now, this could be one of two things. This could be a 2-on-1, which is not unheard of in TvP, or this could be a 3-1-1 instead. Regardless, much more aggressive, much more assertive here from GuMiho. Now, this does hit later than the previous game. Remember, game 2, we saw early tanks into an early tank drop. This will hit a little bit later. This will hit with Stim instead. Yep, 2-1-1. So it's going to be a 2-1-1. Here with this Rax, we should be seeing a Tech Lab into early Stim, into early Marine production, into an early Stim move out. Here we go. So again, this is it's a Tech Lab, yep, as we mentioned, into Stim. As we mentioned, this is a bit of a rarer build in TvP, not unheard of. We have seen Byan, we have seen Maru do this as well. This is a very fun build to mix in and to sprinkle into a series, but there are some pros and there are some cons. Now, the pro here is it's hyper aggressive and it can catch your opponent off guard, it can wreak havoc, it can do critical damage early on. This is all true. The downside is that this build does delay tank production. Heavily delayed tank production here, because as you can see, it's going to be early Widowmine. I was going to stay into a reactor, into an add-on swap. Never mind, it's going to be a Tech Lab instead. So this is a 2-on-1 with what looks to be tank support. Interesting. But what I was going to say is that usually it delays tank production, which means you are vulnerable to 4-gate Blink Stalker or 3-gate Blink Stalker. Speaking of, gateways are being thrown down, and it is 3-gate Blink. But as we can see here, we don't go for the reactor. Usually we would see a reactor into add-on swap into more medevacs for the double medevac drop across the map, but this is a different variation into early tanks instead. No add-on on the starport because we open up mine drop. So yeah, there are layers here to this build. There's definitely a lot going on. But this, because we're going for the first mine drop, it means that we can make that second starport in time with the Stim. Second medevac, meant to say. Second medevac in line with Stim. First drop comes in. Creator, he does pull away. We're losing one probe so far. GuMiho, he cannot afford to lose this medevac because it's going to be a big factor into the next push, into the next wave. Mine shot goes off. Oh my god. Jesus. Gets 2 probes. And the medevac does escape. And again, this is going to be crucial here when it comes to that follow-up timing here, as GuMiho, he moves out with 1 full medevac of Marines. And here comes that second half of the army. It's going to be how many? It's going to be 17 Marines in total, 2 tanks with Stim. Medevac joins up with the main army. And GuMiho is setting up for a surround. Setting up for a flank. There we go. Does Stim in. Going for the Prism. Prism is going to go down. Massive pickup, but the tank is exposed. Oh, a bit of a give and take. Prism goes down for the tank. Meanwhile, second tank has arrived. Creator, he does want that tank. He's going for it, and it looks like he will get it as well. Massive pickup. Oh my god. Just barely does get it. And I would say this favors Creator. Yeah, Creator, he takes down both tanks, takes down the Marines, takes down the medevacs. GuMiho, he's in trouble. His stim timing failed. He did not get across the map. He ran into Creator. As we mentioned, this build is weaker against 4-gate and 3-gate blink, which happens to be what Creator was doing. And Creator now in a better position. Now that timing, that push, it leads to nothing. Oh my god, takes out the medevac. Medevac goes down, tank goes down as well. One more volley. It is a trade. It is a brutal trade, but Creator, he can afford it. Nice hopping a micro here from GuMiho. Does kite back. Prism has been rebuilt. Now we have counter micro here by Creator. Oh my god. Yeah, 2 Marines left. Down to 1. Down to 0. 0 Marines. Oh no, the medevac. No. Oh my god, it goes down. And that may just be game. That may just be game then and there. There's nothing left. There's 3 Marines now getting up to 4. Sure, they have stim, but we have control here. We have blink. We have the prism as well. And this is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand, getting out of control. I appreciate the build out of GuMiho. It was crazy, it was wild, it was very quirky, but unfortunately it fell on its face. GG gets called. Creator, he shuts it down, and Creator will take the series 2-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played Creator. He will claim the series. I don't blame GuMiho for pushing. Like, remember, his build, it was all about that stim timing. So once stim finished, he had his 2 tanks, he moved out, but he ran into the 3-gate blink stalker army of Creator. It was a gamble there from GuMiho. As we saw, Creator, he did invest into the prism, so he was committing into blink stalker aggression, and the armies, they ran into each other. And there was a nice moment where GuMiho was able to snipe the war prism. True, did snipe the prism, but he lost 2 tanks in the process. Like, it was not worth it at all. That was the backbone of GuMiho's army. Because of that, his timing failed. He didn't get across the map. He wasn't able to make use of the army. GG. GG, well played. It was almost as if GuMiho, he was kind of like cut off at his knees before he could really kind of like, you know, get the race going. And GG, well played. Creator, he does claim it. He does advance on over GuMiho, but a very intense and very back and forth series. And what I appreciate the most out of this best of 3 was the variety in builds. The variety in builds here from both sides, from both GuMiho and from Creator as well. It was very dynamic, a lot of fun. I don't think we saw like a standard, like a proper standard, quote unquote standard TvP in any of these games. GG. Oh, GG, well played. And yo, a shout out to Wing0 type in the chat. Baby God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. We do appreciate the support. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the emotes. Hope you enjoy the replay packs. We do provide replay packs to our subscribers, so you can tune into some of these matches yourself, or even learn from them, or even cast them if you wish. So thank you. Thank you so much for the support as we do wrap up our next series, and we have 1 best of 3 remaining. Oh boy. We have 1 best of 3 left. Up next, we do have a best of 3 TvT between Kior and Beyond. Let's go.